And welcome to the Twilight World of Mimus. Satin in the background, sun has just set, so unfortunately that's not going to help us see anything. But 50 Volbear here with a bit more on the Complete Idiot's Guide to Stationeers. I have done a bunch of degassing and I haven't actually tidied anything up yet. I run a couple of ores through the furnace because I was running out of stuff. Now, changes. Last time we had gone kind of self-sufficient in as much that we are no longer running the gas fuel generator off my cheetah supply of fuel over there. We're using the biofuel that's generated from the greenhouse and the two composters. Oh, talking of such things, I actually have to finish this up. I put a second one in, and then I realized it was in the wrong place, and I moved it. Word to the wise, if you move it or disassemble it when it's full, it gets rid of everything. So I had like 500 things in there to be chewed up and composted. They've all gone. The other one still has 500, so what I'm going to do is I am just going to manually kludge this, so instead of doing a flip-flop action and split between them, I'm going to have everything go to the new one for the moment. This one can still do its thing. It's got plenty of stuff to chew on. Right, I will need my tool belt, I need my wrench, get rid of the flip-flop, and I'll just put in that one there. Yeah, so that will, everything that comes out of the fart chamber will just go to that one there. Yeah, and it looks like there's a whole bunch of stuff to process, so yeah, we'll get that running. And I will turn both on. Uh-oh. Oh, that might be because it's empty. Yeah. Yeah, it needs three of the green slime in order to make one fertilizer. And I will manually stack up these. I probably should have put stackers in the outbound stuff, but to be honest, they're mixed up at such an early stage, and putting stackers out here to stack them up and then send them down sorted and then send them back up, I probably should do it, and I may do it at some point, but I'm actually thinking of adding another greenhouse, one that has just ferns, and also biting the bullet, building a bigger trade platform and see if I can get some Darga ferns. Really dislike the trading mechanic these days. I don't know why. I also expanded downwards the poop chamber because that was getting, well, it was overflowing all the time. And let me tell you, those things out there produce a lot of crap. And very difficult working next to the ferns to tell which ones are full and empty and not. I did put a request in for the devs to consider rescaling the ferns. They might do. I asked them to rename the cat and they did that the same day. But I guess that was, oh sorry, make the cat renameable. But I guess that was change a single value, reworking the art. Even if it's just rescaling it is probably quite a bit of work. But yeah, these ferns are kind of ridiculous. So there's the seeds. And that's what you harvest from that. Yeah. Very easy to lose them. Ask me how I know. Right, these I'll just chuck in there. Grab some more poop. Yeah, the reason why there's a gap here is because I've got pipes and cables running that way. I should probably redo it and have them like feed round from the end or something, just so I can fill in the gaps. But I have a lot of other gaps I could fill with fern stuff, but to be honest, I find them just too annoying. That's why I was thinking of either another greenhouse or a greenhouse extension that would just deal with ferns. And yeah, I went back to Mick's version of the Harvey 500 script. My changes work sometimes, but sometimes they don't. And I am not smart enough to figure out why it doesn't work all the time. And despite me using the name Mick, he and I are not associated at all. I have never spoken to him. If I did, I would probably call him, Mr. Cows Are Evil, sir, or something like that. But he introduces himself as Mick every video, so I assume he wouldn't mind. Yeah, so excavating down under there was kind of fun. Obviously, I had to clear all the poop out first, and yeah, it made a big mess. I did, as part of my debugging efforts, add a LED, so it will actually tell me which number Harvey set it's currently working on. That's actually just the stack pointer, but the stack pointer gives the reference in the array to the particular set of Harvey and tray. Anyway, nothing else of note in here. It is a little warmer. It's now up to 25 degrees. I did start on the environmental controls. Have not done anything with it. Oh, shit. That was a mistake. Yeah, I haven't done anything with it yet. I figure the way the temperature is rising so slowly, I've got a lot of time to deal with that. So, what I'm trying to do now is get to grips with the H2 combustor. And that is over here. And yesterday, they actually updated the model, so it no longer has the no longer used water outlet there. What happens, it burns fuel. This is what's in here. Where's my Atmo tablet? Right, so here's my volatile mixture. It's pretty close to ideal. Good temperature. It mixes in here. Oh, I've got some freezing going on. Yeah, I guess I turned it off a while ago. And what you get is very hot gases. Interestingly, there's no volatiles left over. There is a tiny bit of oxygen, then large chunk of CO2, slightly less pollutants, and you get some water out of it. I have not calculated exactly how much, but I think it's about half. So if you put 500 moles of fuel in, I think you get 250 moles of water, plus a load of very hot CO2 and pollutants, plus potentially a little bit of unburnt fuel. So we're on Mimus. We know what we are going to do with hot waste gas. Rather than cool them down or just throw them away, they will be run through our slightly revamped Stirling room. And I added a bit more obscene pipage in the back, because why the hell not? And, oh sorry, one thing I should have shown you. In order to get the, or just keep the water in here, because that's what we want to keep, everything else is kind of waste at this point as far as water production is concerned. So we're just filtering out the water in and out. The water stays in the blue loop. Everything else comes out here. and it is going to go into one of these pipes. So it's connected to that red manifold. Currently nothing's turned on. I can either pump it through the turbo pump and through a bit of trickery with the valves, pump it directly into one or both of those tanks. However, I do have one tank that is working as the receptacle for the exhaust gas from the gas fuel generator, because that is also very hot. Previously, the gases have been going into the green tank, and I've run it through the the Stirlings pretty much as much as I can. I could do more, but to be honest, you're on diminishing returns, and right now I have another 16 megs of reasonably hot gas, and not a very large quantity because I only ran the thing for a little while, but I do have some exceedingly hot gas which will generate a little bit of power. It will also generate a lot of heat in here, so I will probably only run that through one. One of the reasons why I separated these out, I took out numbers 3 and 4. So I've got room if I want to do more, get up to more hijinks with piping and valves and whatnot to control which tank goes to which thing. Because at the moment, both of them, they're connected to the purple manifold, and that at the moment it's pulling stuff from the green. Hang on one second. Hopefully Editor Me will figure out how to cut out that. As you may have noticed, I'm not big on video editing. I'm, as I've mentioned before, old and stupid. I have never done anything like this before, so forgive the extremely amateur, non-polished look. Right, so yeah, nothing we need to be worrying about in there. Right, these are probably all filtered through. Yeah. Oh, one thing I did notice. Hay stacks at 25, and it stacks to 100, and if you have 100 of it laying around and waiting for it to turn into green goop, only 25 of it does. So it's like there's a stack maximum. So that's why this stacker is set to 25. So if it does get a big chunk of hay coming through, for whatever reason, it'll break it down into chunks of 25. So, yeah, and I wish I could explain why I put in this digital flip-flop arrangement. I know at the time I did it, I had a very good reason. Can't for the life of me tell you what it is. Anyway, so I do want to filter out the gases that are in the green tank, and at some point I'll want to do the purple tank as well, and probably switch back and forth. Rather than try and filter everything in real time, I figure the easy way is just suck everything into a big waste tank, and then I'll build a more conventional filtration system from that. I don't want to mix this with the input to any of the other filtration systems I have, because that would mess something else up. At least there's a very strong likelihood of it. I'd put this stacker up here just to stack the poop in tens. I really dislike it being up there. Not so much for the stacker being there, it's just as crazy as I make the chutes and the pipes, I do like the wiring to be nice and neat in straight lines on the floor. Doesn't always work out that way, but that would be my preference. So yeah, that's, oh crap.
Power critical.
I disconnected the pipe while I was working on it. Oh jeez. That. Okay. Oh, that's even more stuff wasted. Right, I think angle grinder will get rid of that. Yeah. Not a flat wall, I want a wall. And on that, and I have glass. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do either. Now, having some senior moments today. Okay. That should work. Now, what have we got in there? Well, it's got 465. Oh, sorry, 490. What's this one got? All right. Time to put the flip-flop back. Oh, lovely. Alright, so yep, just like that. And of course we have to paint it the right colour just to make certain it works properly. No, not them. Okay, so that belatedly took care of that. Haven't done anything else with the sorting room down here. To be honest, that's probably a good place to add sorters if I was going to. Stackers. But yeah, for the moment, I'm too lazy. I can't be bothered. I got too many other things I need to be worrying about. Okay, so as far as this is concerned, I want to be pulling stuff in as fast as I can. Set the back pressure regulator to 0. Don't need that. Let's take a close-up look at the mess of pipes. Right, so at the moment the exhaust is going into this manifold. It's not been able to get past this one into the green tank that it had been using. It goes along here, through this, into the pink tank. And from the pink tank it can come up through here into the Stirlings. So if I manually turn the Stirlings on, it'll start working on this one. I'll leave that for the moment. But for right now, I want to take I want to have a light that works. I want to take the contents of the green tank and put them in the brown tank over there, which is this brown pipe here. So this brown manifold should allow me to access just this one. This valve will stop it pulling anything from here. These valves stop it pulling anything from the Stirlings or the orange manifold, and everything on the other side there doesn't matter because these are closed. So all I have to do is open that. I was toying with the idea of having it all remotely controlled from inside here, but I'd rapidly run out of space to put things and route things. And of course nothing will be showing in here yet because we haven't got this turned on. And there we go. And just because I'll forget later, I'll turn the back pressure regulator on as well. This is not going to do anything right now. All the heavy lifting is being done by the turbo volume pump. But as the pressure in the pipe gets less and less and less, this becomes less effective and this becomes more effective. It's just easier to turn them both on. I'm kind of okay power-wise. I still have a goodly supply of emergency fuel over here should I need it. I put a valve on it so I can turn it on quite easily. I should probably put one on here so that it will eventually separate them out should the need arise. Maybe I'll do that later. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. The greenhouse is chundering along reasonably well. I'll probably need to add even more ferns to the greenhouse just to bump up the amount of oxygen. We don't have an awful lot. I'm not currently producing fuel at the moment, and I did run the oxygen extractor for a little while, so I've got 3,500 moles in there. And if I look at this orange pipe here, this will tell me what the percentage of oxygen is in the greenhouse. So yeah, 21%. I could probably run that down a little more. Again, that's part of what the environment automation chip will take care of. It's going to look at the temperature, obviously controlling the cooling on and off, and it will also manage the intakes from the 3 tanks. Obviously, there's only 2 on the roof. One I put on the side because I was having another senior moment. At the moment, they are controlled by pressure regulators. They will be removed and replaced with volume pumps. When you're dealing with an automated process, when you're looking at controlling the ratios of gases, volume pumps are a lot easier to deal with. And if you end up with too much of one and not enough of the other, again, you can suck out either the oxygen, the nitrogen, or the carbon dioxide out of here and put it in its respective tank, a holding tank. 22,000 moles of CO2 and 30,000 of nitrogen, so we've got plenty of those. It's oxygen that we're really in shortish supply on. Next thing is figuring out the combustor. Not that it needs much figuring out. You turn it on. It says it's active. And you see it's adding more stuff in here. And once this is filled up with a good pressure, at that point I'll turn on the filtration, pump it into an empty tank in there, or I will pump it into an empty tank, because if I run the Stirlings just on this pipe, then it's only dealing with the volume of gas in this pipe, and that is not particularly efficient. You constantly have to cycle the gases around. So the green tank will end up getting emptied. It looks like it's already fairly close, right down to 2 megapascals. Once that's empty, then I'll drain the speg or the non-water gases out of the blue tank, put them into probably the green one, because that's probably going to be the one that will be empty, and then cool them down, getting a bunch of power from them as well. That's the theory. Practice, well, not everything goes according to plan. Anyway, hope you found something useful. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I was reviewing comments on old videos, and there was one that I'd missed. I can't actually remember the name of the person who commented, but they asked for a quick tutorial on automated kitchens. I will do something. Not certain what, because there is not really much to it. You basically just build them, stuff them with ingredients, and run them. There are some cautions, and I guess I will do a video at some point on those, and I will mention the warnings or the gotchas that I have found so far, and that can be a bit of an issue sometimes. All right. Oh, absolutely nothing from that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. 54-Bear out.